This right here, coming in at a stout, probably 3.5 feet tall, is my 1985 ATC 70. Now back in the 80s, these wheelers were built with a 70cc motor. That's why they were called ATC 70s. But now the bolt pattern for the engine, the way it mounts into the frame, is the same thing as a pit bike. And now for the pit bikes, they make all sorts of different size of motors. And now this one is a 155cc 4-stroke engine. Now dune season is coming up, and I haven't started or ran this thing in quite some time, and I want to get it running again. I don't even want to mess with trying to get it running and started. I'm just gonna go straight for the carb, pull it off, clean it out. Same with the tank. So to get to the carb, you have to pull the tank off and the seat as well. So let's just get those off real quick and take a look and see what the carb looks like. Perfect. Alright, now that we got everything torn apart, well, you can obviously see how dirty this thing is. It really needs a wash, but got the carb off, pulled the slide out. We're just gonna go clean it up and hopefully it'll work from there. Alright guys, so instead of just trying to get it to start and having struggles getting it to start and then probably eventually having running issues, the reason I went straight for just pulling the carb off and just cleaning it out is after sitting for a few months, especially with a vehicle that goes to the sand dunes, there's a lot of times where you're filling your gas tank and then a gust of wind blows up and it'll blow little particles of sand into your gas tank. And you have filters to catch it, but some of them also get down here into the bowl and with the float. And not only that, sitting for a few months, gas tends to dry out and leave residue, and there's a bunch of like jets and stuff in here that have really tiny porous holes that get plugged up really easily. So it's just good practice just to straight on before dune season. I'll pull the carb off and clean it out, and it tends to run good through the whole season. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this whole carb apart. I'll show you what the inside looks like, and then we'll clean it out. With carb all torn apart, I can show you kind of what I'm talking about. So these right here are the jets. This right here is the main jet, and then this little one right here is the pilot jet. This one is used when it's idling, so that's kind of the most important one just for like drivability, I think. And then this one is the one that is used when you push the throttle. This is where the fuel comes from. It comes up through here and then goes up into this and into the carbon into the motor. So as you can see, well, hopefully you can see, there's a little hole in there. It's a little tiny hole in there. And that one's clear. Wow. So that one's not plugged up, so that's pretty good. Let's see what this one's got in it. Alright, this hole would be a lot smaller, but it looks like it's plugged up with some stuff, and I'll show you how I normally go about taking all that out. Now the only thing that you can find really that's small enough to unplug these jets is you have to take a piece of wire like this, get it to focus, and you take some wire strippers just like that, and you take this weather pack off, and then you just have to separate one singular strand, and that should be thin enough to unplug it. And then you just take your jet, you stick it inside that little tiny hole and try to unplug it by just poking it through and blowing it out. Just like that. Now that we know for sure that these jets are clean and good to go, I'm gonna make sure that there's no particles in the bottom of the bowl. Doesn't look like there's any, and we're just gonna put it back together. Now we got the carb all cleaned out, all we have to do is throw it back on and see if it'll start. Well, I tried to get you guys on a ride with me, but I used all my mounts I have, and it's just way too shaky. The camera vibrates too much, you can't even see anything. But that's all for now. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. And that's all I have for you guys today. Stay happy, stay healthy. Catch you next time.